We're moving into fall/winter. Feed these guys.
We're shooting for 15 to 20 feet.
This is what it looks like now. All the drama, that's the misconception.
Here's the devastation right here.
Oh wow, they wanted $250,000.
Hoʻomalu Hana Hui A Maui.
Aloha, my ohana. It is your boy back with another aquatic adventure. Now, if you're new to the channel, we talk about everything in the aquarium hobby. Got another banger for you guys today. But first, before we jump into this, I got to give a huge shout out to my LA Dodgers.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won!
Sporting the custom island silver crown. Not only does my boy Brada Kanoa from the Big Island, family-owned business, by the way, make these beautiful crowns and is the official hat sponsor of the Hawaiian Fish Keeper, but he also has an entire sports selection of island silver crowns. This one, obviously, the LA, as you can see, it's got that beautiful tatau on the bill, that little tattoo action. But not only that, though, I've seen the Steelers, I've seen the 49ers, I've seen Kansas City. So this is the perfect opportunity right now, since we're in NFL season, to pick yourself up a sports island silver crown. Go check them out. Links are down in the description. All right, so now that we got that shameless plug for island silver crowns out of the way, I want to show you guys, give you guys a quick update on Tiki Falls, my 8,500 gallon koi pond. All right, let me flip the camera around. And by the way, it's getting a little cold out here. We're moving into fall/winter, but I want to show you guys a little something on the pond. All right, so we had a couple rainy days already, and as you can see, I took down the sunshade cells. So this is the part of the pond where I absolutely love, because you get to see it without, you know, the shadows casting on the pond. And it's so open now. Every time I take these sunshade cells off, the pond is just immaculate. I love looking at the pond with the sunshade cells off, because you can see straight down to the bottom. Look how crystal clear the water is, and the sun hasn't even hit the pond. So when the sun hits the pond, it looks even more crystal clear. But as you can see, the babies are doing good. They're hanging out. They think they're going to eat. I think it's going to be a little too cold, but I do have my trusty laser temperature monitor. Let's see how cold the water is. See, it's 59. I mean, it's not that cold. I can probably give them some food and they'll digest it throughout the day. But once this temperature hits, I would say about 53 and lower, I will not feed these guys. And you do not have to feed koi fish every single day. I think that's the misconception. People think you got to feed the fish every day. Check it out. During the wintertime, when the temperature or the water temperature drops down below 50, these guys don't eat. So these guys have gone 2 to 3 months without eating any type of food. Now, how they survive through the winter is, A, you feed them a lot during the summer, you bulk them up, and then during the winter, what they'll do if they're hungry is they'll snack on algae, insects, little bloodworms, anything that falls into their pond, they will eat. So you'll see them rummaging down at the bottom like koi fish do, although they do make cold weather koi food. MICROBE-LIFT has an entire brand. I'm going to get some of that. I'm going to shoot a video and I'm going to show you guys, okay? Look at my beautiful botan. Look how pretty he's looking. Man, you can just really appreciate the koi fish when the water is just so pristine. It doesn't even look like they're swimming in water. Look at my beautiful Sanke koi fits. Oh, he's so pretty. So pretty. Look at Omosako. Look at beautiful Shiro Utsuri. And then look at my Tancho Showa. So pretty. That's a Doitsu. I'm going to walk over here to Pride Rock over here. This is the main rock. It's a nice viewing rock that you can step onto. And check out the koi fish from up top here. They'll slowly make their way over here thinking I'm going to feed them or something, but this is just a bird's eye view of the pond. Sunshades are down. And I just wanted to do a quick little update. Speaking of updates on ponds, I'm going to give you guys a little update on my boy Michael's bass pond on his property. I was over there a couple days ago. I want to show you guys what it looks like now, right? Let's go. I'm here in the beautiful Auburn, California at my boy Michael's house. Now, if you guys have no idea who my boy Michael is, he is creating the beautiful, humongous bass pond on his property. Now, I'm going to do you guys a favor. Right up above my head right there is a little link, okay? It's called Michael's Bass Pond. Click that link. Go check out the first video. This is the second video of many videos. My boy gave me a call. He said, you might want to come out and video what's going on. He's got some drama on his pond. I'm going to show you some footage from that last video when I was here, and then you're going to see what it looks like now, okay? Check out this footage. When I come back, that mound of dirt right there will be gone, and I'll shoot the video from this spot right here, so you guys will actually get more of the visual. So this is what it looks like now. He's actually digging these test holes here on the property. There's one hole here, there's a test hole there, and then there's another test hole way over there. This is where there's some drama going on. And we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get my boy Michael on the camera, and he's gonna talk about the drama. All right, so now I'm down in the gravel pit. See all those rocks there? Those rocks he's been slowly digging out here at the bottom. So he'll come across a big boulder, and if it meets his liking, and it's big enough, and it's something that he wants to use later on in the pond when it comes to scaping, he has a big pile of boulders. I'm gonna flip the camera around. I wanna show you guys all the drama that's going on here at Michael's Bass Pond, all right? Check it out. Here's my boy Michael down here in one of the test holes that he's dug. So what's the problem you got, Mike?
Here's the devastation.
Okay.
Is I thought naively that I was going to keep digging in the soil, like the soil I dug off the hill.
Yep.
Which was butter to dig through.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I've hit rocks everywhere. I've dug 3 giant test holes, and there's granite veins that go pretty consistently 5 to 7 feet is what I've found the depth to be.
Jeez.
Through the bottom of the pond.
Now how deep do you want the pond to be?
I mean, ideally I was shooting for 15 to 20 feet.
Yeah.
But now I'll be lucky to get 8. There's a couple different types of granite in here as far as like the hardness.
Yeah.
So this stuff is just crumbling away, so I can dig through this.
Oh, look at that.
Right here.
Oh, wow, this thing just crumbled. Oh, did you guys see that? So what is this? Is it like
It's granite.
Granite? Is it soft? Oh, wow, look at that thing.
It's literally turning into decomposed granite. I can get through that, but I'm gonna leave like, I think that's a pretty cool rock point that'll be underneath the water for the fish.
Yeah.
But it's these veins over here that are gray and white. They're much harder granite.
Okay.
And from what I've been told, I'm gonna need either a jackhammer, dynamite.
So you can actually hire a company to come out here and do dynamite?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my. You can see with the size comparison, Michael down there in the hole.
See the color of this?
Oh yeah, it's like a gray or a concrete. Yeah.
This is much harder. This doesn't just crumble away.
That's the stuff they're gonna have to dynamite.
Yeah. I'm literally scraping at this with my excavator.
Yeah.
And only taking off an inch at a time. From what I've been told, is my options are a big giant bulldozer, like a D6 or D8, with rippers.
Okay.
And
those are the ones they use, you said, in Alaska?
Yeah, that's where they gold mine, and the rippers will go through ice.
Now let me ask you this, since I got you on camera, what made you want to dig this bass pond on your property?
I've been bass fishing for 20 years. It's really R&D, research and development. I like to go out and test the lures and kind of learn fish behavior more intimately. I'm gonna plant a lot of bluegill in here. Okay. Maybe some channel catfish.
And then the bass.
They're gonna be like the showcase fish.
Okay.
You know, I want to get some Florida strain bass.
Nice.
If anyone's from Texas, I'd like to get some share lunker.
With the rules and regulations here in California, would they restrict that type of bass?
I don't know. I don't know if you can bring it across state lines. I can get Florida strain, no problem. Okay. Most of the fisheries around here have either Florida strain or Kentucky spotted bass. I want to add in, you know, a couple different other types of forage outside of bluegill. Some kind of like fathead minnows, pond smell, definitely mosquito fish.
So it's gonna be a self-sustained pond too on top of that?
If the bass have multiple different types of forage, from what I've read and what I've understand is the fishing could actually be better because you can use a lot of different lures that mimic all the different types of forage. So like obviously the bass, if there's crawdads, they're going to be eating crawdads off the bottom versus chasing a bluegill or a frog or a minnow. So the thing I'm excited about is this will be my own little science project.
Oh, for sure, man. You can do your own research.
Yeah.
You can do all types of things. You know, they talk about all you need is a shovel and a dream. In this case, all you need is a excavator and a dream, man. My boy Michael is taking
geotech and an engineer and permits. And
oh yeah, all the permits, man. Let's talk about all the permits that you had to get for this thing.
I had to get a grading permit. I had to get somebody to come out to do a topographical map, a site map. They had to know where the well was because they don't want the well next to the pond. The biggest pain was they wanted to make sure that my septic system wasn't close to the pond because they don't want the sewage and stuff leaching into the pond.
Yeah.
The thing is my septic system is hundreds and hundreds of feet away. Like it might be like 800
on the other
feet
side
away.
of the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told them that, and they're like, nope, this is our requirement.
Oh, geez.
So I had to pay a company to come out and trace my septic lines, put that on the map, do test holes, all this crap.
Man, so you got to go through the thick and thin, huh? Once it gets down to the nitty gritty here on breaking down some of this rock, are you going to go pond liner, or are you going to test it, bring in clay, bottom?
I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
I don't know much, but from what I've read and what I understand is it's risky trying to rely on clay around rocks and stuff. If there's any cracks in the rocks and the clay doesn't seal it, I think you're gonna have leakage. So I think the safest bet is gonna be a liner, but the complication there is I gotta deal with all these rocks.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna have to do a non-woven geotech and, you know, the rock mats, and I'll have to jackhammer some of them down so they're not as sharp, you know. But I think in the end, I think if I can get a liner in here, which I'm going to, it's going to be best case scenario. Yeah. Hopefully over there, I don't hit granite and I can get down where I want to be, 10, 15 feet.
The last video that I made, you guys were in the comments saying, hey, you should contact Aquascape. Maybe Aquascape can help him. Greg, the pond guy, this, that. He did contact them before he started to do it himself, and they wanted $250,000. So he was like, okay, that's not gonna happen. Let me go ahead and buy my own equipment and do it myself. So that's gonna answer all of your guys' questions or your comments on the last video. You guys may say, you know, he's got these test holes here. Oh, he should have tested the ground, or he should have did the testing before he started his pond. Well, guess what? He did do that, and there was a contractor. What did the contractor do to you, Mike?
So I actually went through a lengthy process. I had no intention of building the pond myself.
Yeah.
So I actually interviewed 3 different pond builders, reputable pond builders around this area, and ended up picking one of them. And they brought me out to like 3 or 4 of their ponds that they had built in the area. And
nice ponds?
They looked amazing.
Okay.
So I chose them. They're the ones who started the excavation on the hillside.
Okay.
And they came out with the same size equipment as I have.
Okay.
And I'm a homeowner. I'm not a contractor. So I have a friend that's an asphalt contractor. I got another buddy who's a home builder, and they were like raising red flags. They're like, you mean this contractor is going to build this pond, move 12,000 yards of dirt with a mini skid loader and a little excavator? They said, and he's charging you by the day. So I started questioning the contractor on the equipment, and you know, they were very defensive, and they tried to reassure me, and I'm not the type to just kind of lay down. I did my research, and eventually I went to them and I'm like, listen, you got to go rent a 6 to 8 yard loader to move all this dirt. I'm not paying you
by the day
every day to use your 90-inch bucket on your skid steer to move that dirt. So I started putting the heat on him, and then eventually he conceded and agreed with me. And at that point I knew I had to fire him. Because why am I telling the contractor how to run the job?
That makes no sense.
So anyhow, because I already spent a ton of money on paying them to do the excavation, and also the engineered the plans, all that. I was already $40,000 into it.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I thought the money would go so much farther.
Yeah.
I basically was like, you know what? I do like construction. I'm hands-on. I like
Yeah.
doing stuff myself. So I went and bought the equipment, said to hell with it. I'm just going to give it a roll.
Damn.
So
Talk about taking things into your own hands.
I do have some other contractors that I have on hand if I need to bring somebody in to bail me out.
So they were supposed to originally test the ground for this,
well,
right?
I went into it not knowing anything because you don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
And then I questioned him, like, because I was like, why don't you just give me an estimate to build the pond? He's like, well, we don't know what we're gonna hit under the ground. I'm like, why don't we do some test holes? And he kind of smoke and mirrors me, and it reassured me that, oh yeah, we're just gonna dig, you know, and
it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, if I knew I was gonna hit rock to this level in this area, I would have built the pond somewhere else.
Yeah.
Even though this is an ideal location, close to the house, and near the outdoor living area, but I could have shifted it down the hill more. You know, I know now moving forward, if I ever build a pond, I'm doing test holes.
And this is why Michael wanted me to come down here and shoot, because it's not always going to be these rainbows and unicorns, you know. So these are the problems that you run into sometimes. Test holes, that's super important when you're doing something this massive, all right? If you're doing something in your backyard like I have, Tiki Falls, it's not really required. But something this massive, test holes, test holes, test holes. That guy pretty much screwed you.
I paid him an incredible amount of money to dig out a hillside and leave the dirt on the flat pad where the pond will be excavated. I basically got nothing out of, you know, spent.
But man, you're doing your thing now. You're doing it solo, dude. That's what everybody's so impressed down in the comments, man. It's insane. I read the comments on the last video. Man, he is literally doing it by himself. Like I said, a job this magnitude would be 10, 15 guys, easy, a whole team. What'd they bring out just to start excavating?
Oh,
when they were here, were there like 8 guys, 5 guys?
No, that was another red flag. It was
just one guy, 2 guys?
2 people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You learned a little something on that. Okay.
I'm learning a lot.
Okay, yeah, no kidding. And we're gonna learn with you on this, man. What's the next stage? You're just gonna start digging?
I'm gonna excavate the pond. I'm gonna expose all the granite, all the rock.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm gonna game plan on either trying to remove the rock or keep the rock, or what I'm gonna do with the liner.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me come out, man. All right, my ohana. Stay tuned. Don't forget to give a big like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that bell. Make sure it's turned on. That way it'll give you a notification when I do another Michael's Bass Pond video, man. Like I said, I created an entire playlist so you guys can keep track of this journey and Michael's Bass Pond, man. Stay tuned. It's going to be insane. The next video is going to be crazy. You guys are going to see probably a lot more rock exposed down on the base. So take care. I'll see you guys in that next video. Much love and aloha.
Hana